Job done in Mostar. Aston Villa get the point needed to top the group. It wasn't pretty, but we did it. We're in the last 16, and this is your instant match reaction to Zrinjski Mostar 1, Aston Villa 1.
Up and running, and Villa is loud.
Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with your instant match reaction to Zrinjski Mostar 1, Aston Villa 1. And like I said, it's job done, top of the group. It wasn't pretty, but it didn't really need to be. We are now in the last 16 of the Europa Conference League, and we avoid that tricky playoff round with the result tonight. And yes, we got it done. Nicolo Zaniolo got the goal. We've been crying out for him to get a goal. I think that's the real bright spot to come out of today. But we're going to go through the game in a little bit of detail. But before that, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help us on the road to 3K. We are literally just over 100 subscribers away from 3K. We really want to do it before Christmas, and you guys are the ones that can help us get there. So like, subscribe, help the channel grow, and get involved in the comments below. Your thoughts on the performance tonight, your thoughts on Zaniolo getting his goal. Will that be a spur for him to push on with his Villa career? And any other players that did the job tonight, does anyone push their way into that starting lineup? Obviously, looking at the starting lineup today, fair few changes made as we kind of expected. Philip Marshall in goal. I believe someone in the comments had mentioned that Robin Olsen, his wife, might have given birth to a baby. So congratulations to them. That may be why he's missing. But Marshall got the nod in goal. Matty Cash at right back. Ezri Konsa and Pau Torres in at centre back. So arguably the first choice centre half pair in there. Alex Moreno in at left back. Leander Dendoncker and Douglas Luiz kind of in that pivot in midfield. Then Nicolo Zaniolo and Jacob Ramsey ahead of him, with Moussa Diaby and John Duran up front. So quite a heavily changed side. And, you know, we kind of from the off pressed quite well forward, and we wanted to, you know, to kind of press our authority from the off. And Nicolo Zaniolo had a chance that went over the bar. Obviously we're going to have a lot of possession. I think Zrinjski kind of set up the game similar to how they set up at Villa Park, and to frustrate us. And to be honest, that's what they did. The game today was really about, could anybody start to force their way into that first team, you know, the Premier League side that has been playing most games, and give Unai Emery really a lot to think about, and also getting minutes into the players' legs, you know, the likes of Ramsey, Zaniolo, Moreno, giving them some minutes to kind of get their fitness up. And you could see that, you know, that disjointedness was there a little bit. Some of the players not necessarily knowing where each other were moving, and kind of that issue that Villa have with regards to breaking teams down, or those quick passes, or someone to beat someone to get moving. And to be honest with you, it was Nicolo Zaniolo, in particularly in that first half, who looked like the most likely to engineer an opportunity. He had, like I say, that chance right at the start. He had another opportunity on about 20-25 minutes. I know Matty Cash had another opportunity, and really we didn't quite get anything going. There was one move down the left hand side involving Moreno, who crossed the ball, a low cross into the box that hit the standing leg of Moussa Diaby, where he probably could have done better. But other than that, there wasn't really much to write home about in that first half. And obviously, knowing that we needed a point, you know, that does tend to play on players' minds in terms of how hard to push and how hard to go for it. But, you know, fairly solid in terms of the first half performance. Second half, it came out maybe a little bit more intent, wanting to speed the tempo up. And on the 57th minute, couple of substitutions made. John McGinn coming on for Jacob Ramsey and Luca Dean coming on for Alex Moreno. Again, valuable minutes into those players' legs, but McGinn and Dean maybe putting some more impetus into the side. And on 61 minutes, ball down the left-hand side into McGinn. Puts a great ball over, and Zaniolo there, lovely first touch, right into his path in the box, and just strokes it home. And it's a lovely goal for him, and great for him to get that moment. He's been crying out to score. I've given him a lot of criticism, and I'm sure other supporters have as well. But yeah, he massively deserved that moment. And like I say, was really the most likely to do something, and it was good for him to get his goal. Now, really, the challenge is can he use that as inspiration to kind of push on, whether he's used as a sub or whether he starts in the Premier League to kind of really make an impact in the Premier League. So great goal for him, and puts us 1-0 up, and obviously in control in the group, knowing that Zrinjski need to get 2 goals to make any impact, obviously, to win the game and put real pressure on Villa, in terms of that top spot in the group, regardless of what happened in the Alkmaar Legia game. But to be honest, after that, Zrinjski did come into it, and they had 1 or 2 moments. Opportunity from a free kick that went over the bar, opportunity from a corner that was deflected wide, and then John Duran had an opportunity to put the game really to bed. Lovely move down the left-hand side. He did really well to keep hold of the ball, plays it to Luca Dean, carries on his run. Luca Dean plays him in, has a shot. Keeper doesn't really know what's going on, but manages a reflex save to push it up into the air. Duran goes down injured, and they manage to scramble it out for a corner. And the resulting corner, Douglas Luiz, with his trademark finish, direct from the corner, puts it in the net, but the referee blows up for a foul from Diego Carlos on the goalkeeper. And then Zrinjski, to their credit, keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and had a strange opportunity. I think maybe Marshall was seeing that clean sheet and potentially eyeing up the clean sheet bonus. Maybe he got a little bit nervous. Goes to clear the ball. It hits Callum Chambers and bounces up as the Zrinjski player is about to put it in the net. Bounces a little bit higher, and it manages to deflect off him over the bar. And we think that is the moment that they've missed opportunity. But on 87 minutes, Matija Malekunisic curls a wonderful shot from the edge of the box into the top corner. Maybe it takes a deflection off Chambers, but that makes it 1-1. And I think that was everything to Zrinjski, to be honest with you. I think they were absolutely buzzing with getting a goal against Aston Villa, and kind of coming out of the game with a lot of credit. Towards the end, then it kind of just played out as a dead rubber, to be honest with you. I think Marshall held the ball for about 2 minutes just outside his box, and no one was going to close him down. And like I said at the start, job done. 1-1, top the group on 13 points. We avoid the playoff round, where we face teams that come out of the Europa League, and gives the players an additional time to not have a European game to worry about. So, as I say, we've bookended the Europa Conference League campaign. Obviously, a defeat right at the start, a draw away from home in a tricky place to go, don't get me wrong, but in between that, some really good performances, and it should take us into the next phase of the Europa Conference League with a lot of confidence. So yeah, absolutely brilliant, absolutely great news. Did any players really stamp their authority to get into that Premier League team? I'm not so sure. Ramsey looks like he needs a little bit more minutes in his legs. Moreno again looks to be lacking a little bit of sharpness. One or two others. Duran, I'm not quite sure about his movement off the ball. It seemed very static, and it does really point to the fact how valuable Ollie Watkins is to our team. Obviously, it was good for him to get that rest, but Duran, does he quite give us that mobility? Does he quite press the defenders? You could see the players looking up for an option, particularly against teams that defend deep against us. And did he offer that? Did Moussa Diaby maybe do enough? I'm not so sure. At the moment, Leon Bailey seems to be, quite a distance ahead of him. So that's interesting. Having said that, it's a difficult situation to go into a game where you need a point, you're already qualified. There's lots of changes made to the team, and it can be difficult to get yourself up for that type of game, especially when you've played the likes of Man City and Arsenal. So I don't want to read too much into it, but I'm sure that Emery will take into account that fact, and also minutes in the players' legs, valuable time for Zaniolo, Dendoncker, Moreno, Ramsey, Duran, because they will be called upon in this Christmas period of fixtures. We've obviously got Brentford coming up on Sunday. We've then got Sheffield United the following Friday, and then Man United on Boxing Day. So some big games to come. Could we top the table at Christmas? That is the real question. We've got the Conference League out the way. It's now time to focus on that Premier League. But you guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments on today's performance. Who would you say was the man of the match? I'd probably plump for someone like Zaniolo. He obviously got the key goal, and he looked like the most likely. But let me know your thoughts on some of the players who impressed you. Did Marshall impress you in goal? Up until that last 4 or 5 minutes, he looked pretty assured. And what does it spell for the Premier League for this Christmas period? How are we going to do? Can we be top at Christmas? Can we get a result against Brentford? It's going to be a tough old game. We will be back with the match preview probably on Saturday for the Brentford game. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel for that. We'll obviously have instant match reaction after the game as well, and we've got a special fans forum for you as well next week, so do not miss out on that. Make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, comment down below, help us on the road to 3K. Thank you everyone for your support. Thank you all for watching, and as always, remember, we all follow the Villa. Thanks everyone.